You would be.
It's what I live for, sadly.
What?
It's what I live for, sadly.
It's what I live for. That theme actually was fire. What I think about it. You know what I'm saying, Chief?
What was fire?
The theme song from the Batman.
Oh yeah. Unquestionably.
Uneffing questionably. Okay. Well, don't go dying on me now.
Aww.
You heard me.
The real Leor would never give up a chance to die. It's just the contrast.
Alright, we should be going live any minute. Alright, let me pull it up here. Have you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pulling it up here because I'm not getting it on my end.
Yeah, I didn't get the update. Okay, Discord just dropped it.
Okay.
But YouTube didn't let me know. I had to go looking for it.
It's what happens. Let me go ahead and send it to Daniel.
The rot consumes.
Alright, Daniel's got it. And Discord just updated itself. Cool. Okay. Let me take off my headphones because they're making my ears hot. Alright. Let's say we get this started.
Alright.
Alright. Dang.
Okay.
You would say that.
Well,
Alright. Oh, wait. We have our... The Vikings won! Oh, my God! Who cares?
Well, wonders never cease.
Wow. The Vikings won. I just can't...
Why do we even bother doing that?
Like, I just can't believe it, guys. Like, the Vikings won the season. No way, guys. I just can't. Wow, guys, that is so crazy. That is so crazy. I can't believe the Vikings won. Like, y'all know that never happens, right? It's like totally new. Who cares? All right. Hello, guys. Getting into another night of For Honor. I said I was going to say something after a few streams, and I'm going to say it now. I learned from a YouTube short something that led me to believe I watch a lot of alt-right content. Like all right stuff. That's bad. I try to be undivided. Okay. I don't know what I'm supposed to say to that. All right. Well, let's get started. Let's see.
Let's get down to business.
To defeat the puns.
Yes.
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 All right. Let's start things off. Let's go Viking to start things off. Let's go Varangian. Since I've updated her wardrobe, this is how she looks now. I'm finally getting her to look pretty good.
Or so the Germans would have you believe.
Thought you'd be interested in something I've been wanting to say, and you're good listeners to your chat. Oh well, I mean, yeah, I like to think of myself as a good listener, but I don't know how to help. A slanderous tier comment this early in the evening must be it must be Kwanzaa. What?
What?
I think you're referring to Draken's comment about watching a lot of alt-right stuff.
Hey there, Mal.
Hey Raven, I'm in loving Varangian Guard. Yeah, I like them too. They're pretty fun. They are pretty fun.
Because we all love
They're hard to fight though. They're hard to fight against. That they are a pain to fight against. I think one thing they're gonna have to do, because I fought a lot of Varangians that do this. A lot of Varangians just take advantage of their external hits. So what they'll do is, if we're in a gank, they'll just focus on someone else that they know they can't hit, but just swing their heavies outward, knowing that I can't do jack about it. So that's pretty cringe. I'm probably gonna bet that they'll nerf that external hit a little bit.
Just a smidgen, I would say.
Hey Raven, I just sat down and got the Oh wait, it disappeared. Oh, let me switch to the light set. Here it is. Hey Raven, I saw a lot of your shorts and got the impression you were a turbo racist out to start a Cajun ethno state, but thankfully you're the normal level of racist. What?
Cajun ethno state? Why do you think it would be Cajun? Just because our grandmother was, huh? I feel like in order to start a Cajun ethno state, we'd at least have to be living in Louisiana.
Okay, good catch. I thought she was going to go for her, I got kicked into the lava. Okay. Oh well. Raven, you're Cajun? No, I'm not. My grandmother was.
Yep.
My grandmother was a Cajun.
We may be southern boys, but we are not from Louisiana, nor are we from New Orleans. Though we do have some French people in the family tree. There's some Frankish. You can settle down there, Jedi. Mostly we're Anglo-Saxon and Norman, which is like French, but more Scandinavian.
You know what's funny? If that Valkyrie had finished her heavy, she would have hit me. There we go. Got her. Alright, let me heal up real quick. I'm no good to anyone dead.
Unless you have the last laugh feat. In which case...
Yeah, if you have the last laugh feat, then you're useful once.
I had a match where that's the only kill I got. And I was like, you know what? Worth.
I've been there. God, I've been there. There's some times where that's all I can do. Ooh, Ocelotl down.
I found out my mom is Irish and my dad is Scottish. What does that make me? It means you hate the English. Because the Scots fight the English because they hate the English. The Irish fight the English because they hate the English. The Scots and the Irish fight each other because they argue over who makes the English more.
Crap.
I have summed up pretty much every Scotland versus Ireland football, or rather soccer game.
Ravens playing for honor. That I am. You are correct.
The guy that does a lot of content on For Honor plays For Honor. Who understands?
I'm still very confused by being called a Cajun racist. Like that. I don't even know where that came from.
Neither do I. Maybe it's the fact that you love a good bowl of gumbo.
Yeah, but how does that qualify me as a racist? Is it because I'm a white person who likes gumbo? White people?
Oh, you're white?
I know. Shocking.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and on Black History Month, too, I had to admit I was white. It's pretty awful. I can't think of anything quite more racist than that, I'll tell you what.
Then again, everyone hates the English. Even the English hate the English.
Yeah, the English are pretty harsh on the English. Just ask Havoc if he ever talks to me again. Okay, good move. This guy's not quite as aggressive as I'm used to from Ocelotls.
Think he's new with it, or do you think he's
No, I think he's smart. I think he's very smart. Crap. Anyway, Raven, I think it's just a Southern stereotype. I'd pay no heed to it. Oh, people think that thinking the South is racist? Well, wonders never cease.
That's regionalist.
Yeah,
I guess.
Like, honestly, I'd go so far as to argue the South is more inclusive than the North.
Ironically, to a degree, it is, and some other people have noticed that. Because the South, I mean, like, they gotta learn about, like, we did some messed up stuff, and we gotta own up to that. Like, yeah. And so, as a result, you get that open. It's out in the air. You deal with it. Whereas there are places in the North, like Chicago, New York City, where they think, oh yeah, since we were on the other side of the Civil War, we can be as racist as we want and not be racist. And lo and behold, there you go. Because I remember a guy he grew up in North Carolina, went to normal high school, got along well with pretty much everybody of every race. Then he went to go teach at a school in Chicago, and a night and day difference.
What's your favorite Monster Hunter monster? Do you mean in terms of like overall design or in terms of what gear they give me? Because I think one of my favorite designs is honestly the Tobakadachi. Like this Viper thing, like it looks really cool.
Yeah, the electro Viper cat.
It's just a really sick design.
I like the Anjanath design, but if it sneezes on me one more time...
The Anjanath is just basically a giant T-Rex that breathes fire.
I know! Isn't that awesome? I mean, isn't that what every little 9-year-old wants to hear? Would you like a T-Rex to breathe fire? Yes, please. Yes, I would. I mean, if the sentence fire-breathing dinosaur doesn't make you slightly happy, you may need to check yourself in therapy.
But yeah, Tobakadachi has a great design. I also like I like the armor you get from Zora Magdaros. It looks pretty sick.
Oh yeah, that's some dope armor.
Plus, the name Zora Magdaros is just fire. Just like, what are we hunting today? Zora Magdaros.
Oh, we gonna die.
Especially when you're told to do it by the king from Rise of the Shield Hero. Then I just feel even more incentivized.
Yep. So, you know, you're pretty nice when you're not trying to accuse me of crimes I never committed.
Honestly, he's a really good voice actor. Like, I can hate his character in that show, but he's a good voice actor.
Yep. True. I think Europeans, at least in my experience, tend to hate on the U.S. as if we're still pre-Civil War, which can tend to be annoying. Yeah, I also think it might be partially because some Europeans have encountered some American tourists that maybe don't give the best impression of
Well, the
us.
problem is, I can understand why some countries get pissed off at U.S. citizens, because I think there are some U.S. citizens who I think have about as much respect for other people as, well, a rabid dog. But we're not all that way. And I would ask people to remember that. What rep is my Varangian guard? 8.
That's only what the Eastern Europe thinks we aren't conservative enough. Poland, gotta love them.
I'm training for diamond rank and it's a pain. You
Like
do diamond
Siege?
rank in Siege?
Good luck with that, champ.
Yeah, I never make it to diamond. I think I'm a hard stuck silver.
What's the lowest level?
Bronze. No, not even bronze. Copper.
Yeah, I'm rusted iron.
I'm dirt. Hey Raven, I hope you have a wonderful weekend and an even better week. I've had a rough one, guys. Honestly, I think it's the urban people that people really hate in other countries, though, if you have a more rural person go there. I mean, I think my problem is that there are people who go to other countries and think that they can act the same way they do in America. Because in America, people are way more lenient to a lot of disrespectful attitude. Like, you could have some punk kid in a high school here act like an asshole to his teachers and to his friends and to everyone. Then he goes to some place like Korea or Germany or somewhere like that, goes into a public place and acts the exact same way, and then people just hate him and they treat him like crap for it, and he can't understand why. Like, God, they must really hate Americans. No, they hate you. The thing is, in America, odds are pretty good we're not going to beat you up for it. We're just not going to like
just
you
want to.
because here in America, I'm gonna be real. Sometimes I feel like we just need to bring back like corporal punishment in schools.
There's not a teacher that works in my school that would not jump for joy at the concept of bringing corporal.
Well, I think that schools need to bring back corporal punishment. I think that beatings in the street should be regular. I mean, I think that there are some people walking down the street acting like assholes, and I think if someone knocked them upside the head once or twice, it would waken up some brain cells, you know? Because I think what we do too often is we let people act like assholes and then just kind of stare at them like, oh, well, just let them do their thing, you know? We don't want to cause any problems. We don't want to be offensive now. We wouldn't want to... No, I'm like, no, it's time to get in their face and say, you're a piece of shit.
Well, the thing is, if we crack down on it, particularly when they're younger, and you get to understand the concept of discipline and self-respect, it would go a long way, because a lot of the times they're doing it because they think it's cool and they want to, like, they don't have proper role models at home, so that they get their role models from TV, TikTok, and other social media, which isn't the best way, because what one person might be goofing around as a joke, they take forth, that's how I actually want to be.
Well, yeah, and I think that's a real issue we have. Actually, it's kind of funny. I saw this image the other day. It was posted on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And it was this guy from Texas or Alabama or somewhere. He had a pistol in his back belt loop and a pistol in a holster. He had 2 pistols on his person. And someone wrote in a caption above that, this is what Fox News and right-wing conservatism does to people. It scares them into thinking that they need to carry around a bunch of guns. But underneath that, there was a response saying, no, the fact is, this man doesn't get picked on in his dangerous neighborhood or abused or robbed because they know he's carrying. See, that's the thing. I'm not carrying around guns because I like having guns or because I want to, like, show off how tough I am. I'm doing it because no one's going to mess with me.
I mean, I do like guns, but that's not the reason I carry.
I mean, yeah, obviously. But my point being, I think the reason why so many countries get pissed off at American citizens is not because they hate America. It's because many American citizens don't know how to behave when they go to other countries.
There's also the fact that, I can't remember, but he was like an MMA fighter from like the Netherlands, and he moved and immigrated to America. And his family was like, don't do it, it's like so dangerous and stuff. I'm like, but because they believe everything our media says about us. Like, I remember going to Romania, and I was talking with people, and it's like, man, it's cool to meet an American. Like, it's like, you like touring Romania? Like, yeah, it's great. You know, you should tour the States. And they go, like, oh, no, I couldn't do that. I'm too afraid of guns. Like, you probably, like, you would be fine as long as you don't, like, avoid the south side of Chicago or other places that go bump in the night. Like, but no, like, they believe that everywhere is just like a mass shooter just waiting behind the corner. It's wow. What if nobody had guns? I'd watch a documentary on bowling for Columbine, check it out, and I brought up similar ideas.
Here's the problem with that. It is 110% fictitious. Because here's the reality: if we make the argument, okay, well, what if we made guns illegal? What if no one had guns? How are you going to make sure the criminals don't have guns? Because I don't know if you know this, criminals don't have the best track record for following the law. You know, if I released a law tomorrow saying, okay, no one can own guns anymore, how do you think that criminals are going to obey the law because they've been so good at it previously? I mean, oh man, guys, I was gonna go shooting up a school, but the law that just came out says I can't have a gun. What? I can't break the law by breaking the law. Come on, that'd just be silly.
Breaking the law is illegal? Well, how come no one ever told me? But yeah, the issue is, like, if you could just get rid of all guns ever, great. Still, you're gonna have violent crimes and other issues. Like, in countries that have cracked down heavy and, like, very few people own guns, you still have rampant knife attacks and other stuff like that. You can't, you said this once, Ravens, like, you can't stop evil just by exclusively getting rid of one of the tools from its tool belt.
But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, when people say we need to ban all guns to make sure there are no more shootings, my response is, who's going to stop the people who break that law?
People with guns.
See, that's the issue. People are not thinking properly about this issue. They think, oh, well, if we just remove guns, then no one can shoot anybody. No. If you remove guns, then the good people with guns can't do anything to stop them. And besides, it really comes down to this fact. If someone wants to kill, they're going to find a way to do it.
So it does not do us any service to disarm the people that actually try and protect themselves and their families. The UK also bans butter knives. Yeah, I heard about that. How is America's gun problem so prevalent that when most countries are as gun crazy, Canada loves guns, yet see less crime statistics? Well, they do have stricter gun control laws, but the big thing is, like, you got to look where a lot of the gun crime is, and typically the gun crime falls around gangs and drugs.
Here's the thing.
That's typically where it is.
The reason gun crime is such a problem in America is because there are cities that make guns illegal in certain areas, and so the people who are criminals who want to shoot up other people are going to go to those areas to shoot things.
There's this thing I heard where a scenario of somebody robbing a bank when no one else had a gun versus when everyone had a gun. Honestly, prefer the scenario where they had guns. I would too. Because, like, if I see a guy walking around and he's open carrying, I'm like, well, if anything happens, I know I have a better shot than if I didn't.
Yeah, so that's my stance on the whole matter. Here's the way I look at it. When people say dangerous men with guns kill people, and my response is, and good men with guns stop those dangerous people.
Sometimes you gotta be packing heat. Because you also gotta understand, like, it goes into the idea of an American psyche as well. It's historical. Because bear in mind, when the colonists first came over there, they were responsible in large part for their own protection. That's why it was law in all of the original 13 colonies, with the exception of Pennsylvania, as Quakers, that every able-bodied male of 18 or older had to be a part of the colonial militia. Like, it wasn't just expected, like, oh, you're allowed to have a gun. It was you were expected to have it, know how to use it, and be able to use it to defend your family and your countrymen. That's what's expected. And even more so if you look into movements like the regulator movement in South Carolina, where people in the backcountry couldn't rely on the courts to uphold law and order, so they took it upon themselves to do so. So there's sort of this deep-bred psyche for Americans where it's just like, I have to be able to defend myself and my family because I cannot guarantee someone else will be able to.
Yeah, see, the key thing about America you need to understand is we were founded on this idea that when the government comes to oppress, the people should have the power to fight back. I'm so sick of fighting Varangian guards. I really do think that they are a little OP.
Don't worry. They'll peter out and then we'll go back to being in.
No, I don't. Not until they're nerfed, they won't.
I know. Still. The U.S. sounds more and more pleasant every day. Depends on where you go. There's some places in the U.S. I wouldn't recommend you visit, like L.A., but there's other places that are absolutely worth visiting. But if you're ever down on a river in the south and you hear banjos, paddle faster. Them's the rules.
This guy's a level 5. Yeah, no, he is not. Like, my God, he's.
Mindful?
No, he probably is a level 5. He's just good at the game. All right. One thing we need to be like Japan, they have a 0 tolerance for crime.
That's true, because if you get sent to the prosecutor and they have to make a case, you go in jail. Unless, of course, you can get Ace Attorney on your side. I like Cajun country. Also,
Yeah, all this guy has to do is throw lights.
Also, if you go to Florida, don't drink the tap water. Honestly, if you're in any coastal region near the Atlantic, the tap water's going to taste a little off.
All right, well, I managed to beat her at least once. Raider hasn't lost her touch. Not entirely, anyway.
Turn off that brain and swing away. I tell you what. LA is hell on earth. Sorry, Tech. I live in LA. I'm sorry, Tech Girl. I'm sorry. It's just the last time I was in LA, it was not a pleasant experience.
How do you tie a tie? Google it.
Yeah, I should have several helpful tutorials. If you look online, like you can go to Google Images and stuff like that, guys. Or you can do what one of my fellow teachers does, and he gave me a wooden bow tie that you just sort of slap on. I was like, that's awesome. Makes life real simple, it does.
Nothing I could do in that 2-way. How am I doing kill-wise? Oh, 3 kills, 6 deaths. That matches with the rest of the week. Yeah, my week's been terrible gaming-wise and just life-wise, so I haven't been in a great mood. God, the ganking these guys are doing is unreal. 3-on-1 over here? Really? Man, guys, I'm serious. This is ridiculous. Varangian needs a bit of a nerf. She's a little too strong. Because this Varangian right now has killed 11 and died 3 times. This is outrageous. Okay. I'm going to go up to A. Help out up there. Because our Ocelot was going to lose. Okay, and the bot can parry lights. Of course.
All I know about Canadians is that they still aren't over 1812 when their prime minister does blackface. Over it. They love talking about the War of 1812. They think it's hilarious. But you're right about the prime minister, though.
I tried.
Lord knows that I have...
Jedi, you spam that in every single stream. Would you stop, please? We get it.
You know the meme. French Canadians can be quite rude. Yep, we know all about that.
Yep, we've experienced that.
The French Canadians have come down to visit where we have worked before, and they have let it be known they are not polite. There's a weird smug amount of pride in doing it, too. No Anglais. It's like, well, I'm sorry, you came to my country. It's like, because we haven't had a French settlement here in 400 years. Expect me to take up with their dialects?
All right, well, that was that match.
Are they passive aggressive about it? Oh, hi, Hannah.
All right, let's try this again, I suppose.
Did they say Raven's mother is a hamster and he smells of elbows? No, what happened was that I was working as a host at Olive Garden, and we're asked when we take people back to their table, be polite, ask them questions like, hey, how you doing? You just getting to town? That sort of thing. And so I'm doing my normal spiel like, hey, how you doing? First time at the beach, how you doing? And lady shoves her hand right in front of my face, sneers at me and goes, no Andre. And I was like, oh, okay. Sorry, because, listen, we've gotten people that don't speak the language before, because we deal with Hispanic families all the time, but they're typically nice enough to bring somebody that at least can translate effectively for them, and they, in my experience, they typically tip it pretty well. But no, this lady was like, you know the closest French-speaking region is Haiti, right? I don't know what you expected me to do.
No, she didn't say mongrel, she said anglais, which means English. She was saying she doesn't want him to speak English.
Yep. And then there was that time our dad had to go into Canada for a business trip, and he stopped at a gas station to ask for directions, and so he goes up to this lady and just goes, excuse me, do you know how to get to this location? And she just rattles off this long French whatever at him, and he just goes, I know you can understand me. All I want is directions. She goes, fine, go this way. It's like, thank you. It's like, really? This is why a lot of the times why guys don't ask for directions. They're afraid they're going to get yelled at in French.
Possibly.
Oui, oui, baguette. Although my mother and I had it around with some French Canadians, let's just say I did not need a translation for what my mother said after one rude comment. I tell you, no respect at all.
Well, all I do then is just say, okay, well then read my lips. F you.
I just figure they're still salty about the 7 Years' War. That's what I've come to conclude.
Then don't come to this country.
I mean, if I was going into, say, like, if I was running around Paris, I know it's not in Canada, but like, I was running around Paris, France, and I started yelling at people, no français. They'd probably look at me like, excuse you, you came to my country.
Exactly.
That'd be one thing if she just said, I'm sorry, I just don't speak English very well, or she's like, no, anglais, pardon, no anglais. Like, okay, I get it. there's a language barrier. I understand that. But typically, most French Canadians can speak both. It's just a matter of, I don't want to.
Non parlez-vous anglais. That's all you have to say.
Message received. I mean, I went to a restaurant the other day, and the poor girl behind the counter, she didn't speak English, but we were still able to communicate effectively through hand gestures. There was an extra effort she went through, and bless her heart. They're just salty and jealous. Why so salty? Well, on the plus side, that's another sister of battle.
Excellent. Hey Raven and Lark, what language do you both know? English.
Allegedly. I'm not, me personally, I'm not.
I am learning Japanese, Mandarin, and Korean.
With the occasional time.
I have far more level of experience with Korean and Japanese than I do Mandarin. I only know a few phrases in Mandarin. I can speak some basic phrases in French, German, Russian, Spanish. I can speak jive pretty fluently.
That's more of a dialect, but okay.
It's still a language. So yeah, I can speak those.
So
I know a little bit of Latin. I know some Italian phrases.
Well, you know enough ecclesiastical Latin to sing Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yep.
And really, that's all you need, right?
Indeed.
But as for myself, I barely speak English, and yeah, I know enough phrases in other languages to confuse my students. That's all I really need. I wouldn't mind learning another language.
Congrats, you managed to kill me. Took you both quite a bit of time, didn't it?
Are you a teacher? Yep. I am in fact a teacher. Teach middle school, I do.
I've got
It's common knowledge at this point, but you know.
Well, some people don't know.
Yeah, some people come in after the fact and they just never know, and that's fine. Now you know. And no, it's half the battle, kids. Which was a worse city, New York or LA? Hard to say, because I've been to LA and it wasn't a pleasant experience, but I have never had to go to New York City. However, I've heard more people complain about New York City than LA, because we used to get a lot of people that were from New York State, and they would get very upset if we asked if they were from the city. They're like, no, I'm from the other part, I'm from the actual state. I had one guy explain to me, no, my driveway is actually a mile long. I was like, what? Sad thing too, because the city of New York overshadows the state typically, but New York State's got some very beautiful sights to it.
Yep.
My father was stationed in Korea when he was in the Army. It was during the Korean War. I'll have to ask him about it to come in. Oh, definitely, dude. You may want to record some of that, too, for posterity.
I had too low health. I wasn't going to win that. Anyway.
What about Chicago, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle? San Francisco is definitely low on the list. So is Chicago and Portland. Seattle, I haven't heard as much from recently, but considering it's on the Pacific Coast, I don't have high hopes for it.
I'm pretty sure tonight's going to be a night where I do not do well.
metal has Chaz. Oh my gosh, you're right. They had Chaz. Oh, that's just hilarious.
Start running away now, Hito. Yeah, there you go. Run away from your betters. Go find someone to hold your hand.
Warlord dodge roll. Who would have thunk?
Run away now, Hito. That's right, Hito. Run from your betters. Stay away from me.
But we just want to be friends.
If you need Zanhu to hold your hand to save your life, don't even touch me.
Don't even look at me.
Oh well. I got my revenge on that Hito. Raven, did the Bible talk about angels with 6 wings? It talks about angels in a lot of ways.
Came out of Seraphim?
I don't know who Chaz is.
No, Chaz is the like that autonomous zone during like the 2020 riots.
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yep. Still hilarious. Tragic, but hilarious. My favorite part about that, like there were people that like they started a community garden, they were confused as to why it wasn't growing quickly. It was like, doesn't it take like a day to grow things? Like, oh my gosh, you thought agriculture actually worked like Minecraft.
Well, they're stupid.
I know, but it's just like you never like you joke about it being stupid, but you never realize, oh my gosh, they legitimately are that dumb. It's called Chop for a while. Didn't even decide on a name.
Can I point out, Raven, you and Lark sound a lot alike? Well, we are brothers.
Yeah, we are brothers from the same parents, and so we grew up together. So our speaking mannerisms are also going to be very similar. You should like when our dad's in here too. Oh, it ain't pretty.
Hey, Raven, what countries would you like to travel to? Japan, Korea, China, Russia, Germany, Italy, Greece, Spain, Britain, Scotland, Ireland, several places in Africa, particularly Nigeria, Madagascar, Ethiopia, Egypt.
You want to see that Ark of the Covenant there, don't you?
Hell yeah. Love to go to Australia just for a few days. India, Thailand, plenty of places.
I'd be concerned going to Australia. I'm afraid the spiders might nab me.
Wait, I'm not getting any points for that fight? You're kidding. Oh well. There we go. Yeah, I'm not playing with this group again. Let's play someone else. Is Russia safe to travel? Yeah. It depends on where you go, obviously, but the fighting that's going on between Russia and Ukraine is not in Russia.
I wouldn't go to the Ukrainian border right now. But
No, obviously. But traveling to Moscow shouldn't be a problem.
pull a battle of Bull Run. How you boys doing? We decided to have a picnic out by the trenches, you know, watching the bloodshed take place. Oh no, a mortar shell's about to take us out.
Obviously.
Or even the jellyfish in Australia want to kill you. Hey, not everything not all the creatures in Australia will kill you. They want to, but not all of them can. But there is a concerted effort on their part. I've heard like, yeah, there's just a time where it just rains like giant spiders. I was like, I'm not going. It was a shame too, because I find the Australian accent incredibly charming.
It can be, yeah. Until you hear Captain Kangaroo speak with it, then you want to destroy Australia.
True, but I had two girls in my area from Australia when I was an RA, and they were very friendly.
Fun fact, my high school has a Communist Manifesto available for checkout. Well,
That doesn't surprise me too much because it is a historical text.
I mean, as much as I hate it, I'm one of those people who believes you should be allowed to read anything. Doesn't mean you should agree with it or like it.
I mean, considering other stuff we've heard about being in school libraries, I'm almost kind of relieved.
I mean, I've read the Communist Manifesto, I've read Mein Kampf, and I've read the Quran. I don't agree or like any of them, but I've read them. The problem is if I go to Korea, I'll have to stay on the southern side and just laugh at the northern side.
Trip down to the DMZ.
I wonder if Mussolini would be available in high school because he was a Marxist at first. Maybe.
Well, he was a socialist. You're right, he was a socialist at first.
And then Hitler offered him more. Well, it was more of him going to Hitler saying, hey, Big H, we cool, right? And Hitler kind of going, oh yeah, you're a thing. That's right.
Yeah, Mussolini's just like, I was here first.
Yeah, you know.
That's
sure.
great. That's great, buddy. Anyway,
So were the Native Americans. You saw how that worked out. You know.
A lot of this stuff right here. Uses the Communist Manifesto as toilet paper. I mean, when you run out of Charmin or something, you gotta make do. It's probably the most proactive thing ever. What I love is the people that sell like the Che Guevara and Karl Marx t-shirts. Because it's like, yeah, I'm against capitalism. Immediately supports capitalism. I'm like, you get played, man. Get played.
You captured Zone C.
No, I'm not really here to talk about wars and negative stuff. I'm already not in a great mood, so let's change topics, huh?
Eh?
Eh?
Eh? And you think as long as we don't bring up spruce bark beetles, we ought to be okay.
Spruce bark beat.
Oh, sorry. We're gonna talk about MLP. Oh gosh.
How about what?
MLP.
MLP? Like My Little Pony?
Without Rex, is it really worth it?
What? Okay, what? Okay, what would you want to ask about MLP? That's my question. Like, what would you want to know that I could possibly answer?
I think the greatest question of all. Why?
Oh, I know why. I know why.
Make Hasbro a quick buck?
Pretty much. I thought that I would have done that sooner.
One would believe that.
Lost Zone A.
All right. Apparently, my warden can take on the Varangian.
You captured Zone C.
Is there still a Blockbuster in Oregon? No, I think it's in Canada.
MLP like the cartoon or the citing method? Pretty sure he means the cartoon.
Yes, let us discuss our favorite citation methods. I will tell you MLP, your MLA peasants, why Chicago Turabian is the superior citation style. I'm sorry, that was my history major talking. Trained to use the citation style for 4 years and then they expected to jump back to APA.
Be gone.
Bonk.
You captured Zone A.
For Chicago, I was history major. Ah, zombie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Lies. APA is a... You're a heretic if you prefer APA. Things I never thought I'd get in a fight about until I went into college. Citation stuck up the face.
He didn't activate his revenge?
There
you
we
go.
go.
Ah, too late now, though.
Is he okay?
Like legit, I was trying to bait him into activating revenge early, but he didn't go for it. That was weird. Favorite foreign dish?
Yes.
Korean barbecue. But yeah, like,
Bulgogi.
whenever people ask if I want to talk, like, stuff like My Little Pony or stuff like that, I always say, okay, I will talk about it, but you have to tell me what to talk about. You have to tell me, like, what you want to know.
Because that's your domain.
Because that's your domain, apparently. And so then, all of a sudden, the ball is in their court. They suddenly don't want to talk about it then.
I just thought I was thinking about that. It's their domain.
Domain expansion. Equestria. Domain expansion. Equestria girls. Friendship is magic.
Korean barbecue does hit different.
That it do.
Brazilian.
Finally, he parried one. I was starting to wonder, bruh.
Hey Raven, when do you think Chapter 3 of Race Riders will be released on the other channel?
When people actually read stuff on my other channel, you have no idea how little attention my other channel gets. Finally died. See, that's the thing. If you've noticed that my other channel hasn't gotten much attention lately, it's because so few people actually follow that channel, I feel very little reason to keep adding stuff to it. Like, let me put it this way. My most recent reading stuff doesn't even crack, like, 30 views. Like, I'm kind of like, why should I keep doing that? Like, I didn't even know you had another channel. Yeah, that's because a lot of people don't even watch my update videos where I advertise it constantly. It's all good, though. It's all good. It's what it is. I kind of knew that would be the case when I made the channel. If the black ones had made Equasia, how long do the ponies hold out? Well, the ponies do have magic, so, I mean, I guess it depends on what magic spells they're willing to use.
The Equestria turns into a glue factory. That's at least my canon.
See, if it like that's the thing. Like my head canon is that Equestria is currently at war.
The enemy rallies.
Why do you think there's no male ponies around? There's so few of them. It's because they've all been drafted. That's why they made a big deal about Macintosh being a cripple or being injured. Because he's a filthy draft dodger.
Correct. Thoughts on Shadversity? I think he is a very talented and interesting individual. I love the fact that he loves history and loves military and war stuff. I think that he also has very cool takes on certain topics. I think he has a little bit of an ego, but so does everyone, honestly.
Enemy team is breaking.
I don't want to say anything bad about Shad just because he has stick. And stick, very good. I'm getting a question of the YouTube algorithm. The YouTube algorithm is a cruel mistress.
Crap. Oh well. Oh, saved from the execution. Come on, you got it. Oh, RBP's trying his best. Oh, that was awesome. But yeah. Unfortunately, the ponies win because they can do DBZ stuff. Yeah, there was that one episode, wasn't it? What was it? It was like a season finale or something, or maybe a season premiere. I don't know, but whatever the case.
It's
like,
not a matter.
There was one episode, like legitimately, where they did kind of go DBZ, and I was like, oh my god.
Listen, it is not a matter of being overpowering. It's a matter of outthinking. Because this is big brain time.
Hito! How'd that feel, bro? How many episodes are there if they went DBZ? I don't know how many episodes are in My Little Pony. I didn't finish the series. I think I only watched up to season 4 or 5. I can't remember. Yeah, Mika got me to watch up to season 5. I think I watched season 5, episode 4, and then I quit. Like, it wasn't that it was bad or anything. I just lost interest. Like, it was like, I was never really into that. I was never really that into it anyway. Mika was a friend of mine who really loved it. She got me to watch it. I thought it was innocent enough. We had a good time with it. And then after we broke contact, I tried to keep going with it. I couldn't. I just lost interest. And yeah, so that's pretty.
Experience is how I got into watching Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
The things we do for women.
Well, I mean, I got into anime for a woman. Like,
well,
the difference is I stayed with anime.
Got back into it because we watched Toonami as kids.
When we were kids, we watched Toonami, but then everyone told us that anime was weird, so we stopped watching it. And then I met a girl.
No, we didn't stop watching. We just stopped telling people we were watching.
True. Do you think Ruth will be your first Rep 70 hero? Probably. MLP is obviously a chaos cult. No, okay, like, I can joke about it, but if I'm being 100% honest, MLP isn't that bad. Like,
Rex likes it.
If Rex likes it, it can't be all bad. But, nah, genuinely, MLP's innocent enough. Of all the kids' cartoons out today, that's probably one of the ones I'd be okay with my kids watching. Like, I wouldn't let them watch stuff like Steven Universe or things like that. But My Little Pony, totally fair. I would let them watch that.
Your kids are going to be watching almost exclusively reruns of Tom and Jerry, Scooby-Doo, and Looney Tunes.
Dude, I love the oldies, okay?
That wasn't a criticism. That was a compliment.
Okay, ponies have magic, but I give 1 battalion of Blackstones AR-15s in a tank. You can't do that, bruh. Like, that's cheating at that point. If you're going to have the Blackstone Legion fight the ponies on even footing, you gotta only give them what they have within their world.
At that point, don't put in the Blackstone Legion. Just get the Imperial Guard.
Yeah, in that case, just grab the Imperial Guard or a Space Marine chapter. Then that works far better.
Honestly, I'm incredibly surprised that like Flashgits has never done like in their like furry Crusader thing. Like they attack Sonic. Why didn't they attack the horses?
Well, okay, I'll tell you why. It's because My Little Pony does not qualify as a furry. And I looked it up, actually. To qualify as a furry, it has to be humanoid in nature. It has to be bipedal, humanoid in nature to count as a furry. That's why Sonic can count. But ponies are all quadruped, so they can't count. They're not humanoid enough.
Intriguing.
They would be counted as Xenos, not furries.
Still the worthy of the purging.
Oh, I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying they wouldn't be counted as furries.
Purging with my kids.
Hey, Ray, what's your opinion on Johnny Test?
Eh.
Wait. Oh, I got confused with Johnny Quest for a second. No, Johnny Test was okay. My big problem was I never understood it. Like, I always thought that his two sisters were like Dexter's long-lost sisters, like Dexter's Laboratory. They look like they were long-lost sisters.
I mean, it is kind of basically just a reverse dynamic there.
Yeah, but the episodes never really made a lot of sense to me. The sisters always came up with crazy gadgets. Johnny was just a kid who liked crazy shit, and his dog was just weird. Aren't MLP fans their own classification? You could say that about any fan base, really.
I feel like Johnny Test was an attempt to be a hip Calvin mixed with a little bit of Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah, I can kind of see Johnny Test as a messed up Calvin and Hobbes.
Because he's similar haircut, and he has a talking bipedal mammal that is kind of his voice of reason, but also encourages him to do crazy stuff.
Did other people know that the dog could talk?
I don't know. It's kind of like when Stewie, those people know Stewie can talk.
How did I get stuck in that corner, bro?
I believe what you mean to say is, Brother Iron Pig.
Crap. Oh, saved by the Pride! Dang it, I thought the Pride saved me. Ah, that would have been awesome.
The MLP fan base is tame compared to the Rick and Morty and Steven Universe fan bases.
Oh, no doubt, man. MLP fan base, while weird, never irked me like the others did.
What irks me about the MLP fan base is occasionally they will make something incredibly good, but I can't fully enjoy it because, right, this is about a horse.
It's kind of apparently all the characters in Toho stopping the 40K verse. I don't know anything about Toho, so I wouldn't know.
What?
I don't even know what Toho is, really.
No. Who dares? Trust me. To quote Berkey, you dare fire upon my pulpit?
Exactly. I'm too interested in making my own. Oh shoot. I'm gonna go
You
heal.
say this to a man who's currently painting the Adaptasaurus.
Well, I'm making my homebrew Sororitas, and I'm helping you make your own homebrew Chaos Warband. So.
They don't need to know about that yet. The Inquisition might be listening.
But I actually do like what we've come up with.
Oh yeah, we got some good stuff. I love the Order of the Sacred Spear.
MLP fans never sent death threats to people. Oh, I'm sure some have.
I'm sure there's one guy.
But to be fair, they're the minority of that group.
I think people who send death threats are almost a minority in every group except for one I've dealt with.
Homebrew Chaos. Yeah, Lark and I are trying to create this thing. I think it's a cool concept. I think it's a really cool concept. What the hell? Asshole. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a dick.
Chris Chan exists, bro. Oh, you're right. There's always one.
No one besides the kids knew Dookie could talk. Well, maybe that's for the best. If I knew Dookie could talk. That's a weird name for a dog, just gonna say.
Ooh, what cruel creature.
Gonna sneak over to B and take it back.
You captured Zone B.
Chris Chan is the protagonist of an H.P. Lovecraft short story. I believe you. I don't want to, but I do. Let's see.
Oof, that didn't go your way.
How many people knew that Scooby-Doo could talk? They all knew.
They all knew he could talk.
But they didn't want to acknowledge it because they knew he would have to unleash his true power. And then Shaggy would have to get involved and the world would implode in the battle that ensued.
Hold on, I'm coming to help you out, Huff. No, Brett. I'll pick you up. Oh, okay.
Does Scooby-Doo pay taxes? Not if he can help it. Yeah, how do you tax a dog? I mean, like, don't tax, like, the property that is the dog, but how do you go to a dog and say, give tax? I mean, listen, I would, like, if the IRS thought they could get away with it, I'm sure they would. So we found a way to tax you even more.
Enemy team is ready.
I saw a theory that the reason Scooby-Doo could talk was because everyone was high. I think, like, in the original concept, that might have been the case, but I don't think they ran with that anymore.
Oh, this was the dick who knocked me off the ladder. All I have to say is, thank you.
So you're saying you should have quit while he was ahead?
He should have quit while he was ahead.
Do not underestimate the lengths that tax collectors, raps collectors will do.
Okay, good move.
If it can only utensil it can pay taxes. Like, man, the IRS shot my dog because he wouldn't file his taxes. It's rough, man.
Oof, one of theirs quit. That's funny. Wonder which one quit? Was it the other one? Was it that other Varangian? I don't know.
The bird may never know.
And I got 8 kills. Kensei's a beast.
Can say what?
Worth
Not sure if what.
it. And our Varangian just quit. I don't know why you did. We just won.
You must go now. His plan is
Excuse me.
You are forgiven. I mean, excused.
No, all the Varangians stayed, even the one that was kind of an ass. It was the Highlander who quit.
Oh, Highlander.
But yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I've watched weird shows, enjoyed weird shows too.
I mean, hey, we watched a good bit of anime, so.
We watched Ranma, and Ranma's weird, man.
A completely level-headed show.
You know, I tell you what.
Who would look at Ranma and go, this is weird?
I might. Ranma was a little odd.
Shit, now, just because P-chan joined the companions.
What would you guys do with a genie and the 3 wishes? First, I'd wish to be fluent in every language. Like, fluent in writing and reading in every language, because I think that's awesome. Number 2, I'd wish to have some kind of superpower. Maybe like flight or like a Saiyan, you know, like those kind of powers. That'd be really cool. And 3, I wish that I was a better writer and or gamer, because I really want to be a better story writer. Those would be my wishes. I know they're a little personal and selfish, but if I've wished for world peace and stuff like that, come on, like, everyone would wish for that. Wait, I'm back in this group?
I'd wish for basically Superman's powers.
Hey, I mean, obviously.
I want Superman's powers, and I want, want to be able to include the language thing, because that's just useful.
I'm gonna laugh at those wishes were monkey pod. Yeah, I heard this one, like, the person says, I wish that I could speak Japanese. Turns them into a Japanese person. Okay, let me amend.
Okay, let me specify. That's why.
Or like, I wish that I could speak Japanese, but then they take away their knowledge of English. Hold up.
Well, that's why before you work with the genie, you got to get your lawyer involved.
Exactly. Before I make my wishes, all right, this is my lawyer. We're gonna sit down and work this out. What about a girlfriend? The problem is, if we're following the rules of Aladdin, then genies can't give you that. They can't help you. They can't make people fall in love with you.
Also, I want you to understand the horrific concept that would be, because I could never be happy if I wished for a girlfriend, because then I would know she only is with me because of a wish I made. I have overridden someone else's free will, and that's horrifying. I'm not dating someone who loves me. I'm dating a puppet. Wish for more world hunger.
I wish I was irresistible to men, gets turned into an out-of-stamina shinobi.
I gotta say, there's a heavy coming your way.
I'm the Highlander on your team. Oh! Well, what's up? Time for Urvibicek.
Waffle House, are you actually playing in a Waffle House right now?
He ought to be. What about the ability to shapeshift or control gravity? Yeah, like I said, I'd take a superpower. But you asked me for wishes, not specific wishes. I mean, I gotta think about that.
Give us some time.
I mean, shapeshifting would be kind of cool. Like I'd turn myself into a tiger.
Honestly, it's like, I wish I was a level 20 druid.
Hey!
Level 20 druid, because you can get, like, level 20 druids also, like...
Lark. And I'm a mage.
Well, here's the thing, like, I've actually thought about, like, which D&D class would be most beneficial to be in, like, real life. And, like, druid is a high contender, because once you get to master level druid, regardless of what circle you're from, for every 10 years you get older, you only age physically 1 year. So, depending on when you get it, you could live to be like almost 1,000. And that's not including the fact that you can turn into animals, cast all sorts of crazy spells and other nonsense. You could do some crazy stuff. Then, of course, you know, you can do some crazy stuff with wizards and sorcerer stuff, but druid has a built-in mechanic where I am undying. Loophole for the genie of love rule. I wish I knew how to make my crush fall in love with me. Boom! Mal putting some legal training there at work. Okay, good one. Alright. I wish it was irresistible to men. Gets isekai. Oh no.
I wish I could shapeshift. Like, if I think the monkey crow, I think the problem with it, like, I wish I could shapeshift. Okay, but you can only do it once, and you're stuck in whatever you turn into. And it's like, no!
No.
I wanted to test it.
Oh, have mercy on me. There is no mercy.
God, if I had the power of shapeshifting, I'd abuse it. I would so abuse it. I'd turn
Can
into.
we talk as whatever we turn into?
Wait, if I turn into something, does it have? Can it be something I invented? Like if I could it be just a random person, like that I just made up in my head, not an actual person in real life?
Can I turn into a talking cat and start convincing politicians they're crazy? Just like, man, I can't believe the opposition just did that. You tell them, Ron. Like, did you just talk? Oh my god. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Don't you ignore me. And then he just brings me out like, I swear this cat can talk. It's just like, okay, he's officially lost it. No, I swear it's a talking cat.
Nothing I could do there. Anyway, Raven, with your luck, you just be turned into a girl. Yeah, but that's the thing.
That's because the genie is Hannah.
And that's because the genie is Hannah. Actually, funny thing, if I did end up turning into a woman, I would have to make sure. Okay, if I'm stuck this way, I want to look amazing. Okay, like that is going to be the definite fine print there. I'll be a woman, but I gotta look amazing. You know?
I've turned into a woman. Oh, no. Am I hot? Yeah.
Okay, I'll deal with
Acceptable.
it. I'll deal with it. Are you sure? I mean, you're stuck this way. If I'm stuck, yeah, I'll deal. Like, if I'm gonna be stuck as a woman, I ain't gonna be ugly as sin. I'll tell you that right. I don't want to be a feminist.
God. My favorite one though is just like, which turns you into a frog. He experiences happiness for the first time in years. No, wait, stop. Sleepy Joe has undeniably lost it. Yeah, it's because I'm pulling a cat trick with him.
I tell you, this feline, he keeps talking to me. I think he knows corn pop.
He knows corn pop. You want to look like Valley Girl Claire or Inquisitor Claire? Valley Girl Claire, would I be dumb like Valley Girl Claire? That's the question. If I'm dumb like Valley Girl Claire, then no. But if I'm still intelligent, then yeah, I could live with that.
Intelligent. I wish Bob Iger never became the CEO of Disney. I wish Sweet Baby Games wasn't infecting my video games. Ooh, excuse me. Don't know if that's Bob.
Oh, good parrot.
The platypus? I wish they increased the pH of the ocean by what? Oh, chemical iron.
All right. So far, so good, guys.
We the good guys?
I'm the good guy.
Good, bad. I'm the guy with God.
Okay, run away, Griffin. I'm gonna turn this around. You forget Medjai is the master of turning around the minion lane. Even better than Nobushi, I feel like. It may not be the subject anymore, but if you could turn yourself into anything you wanted, what would it be personally? It'd be Predator or Optimus Prime. If I could turn myself into anything, I don't know. I kind of like who I am, but I'd want to make myself look better, I guess. Okay, I can play that game.
I'd say something like Be a Saiyan, but I don't want to turn into a grade 8 every full moon.
Crap.
You lost Zone A.
But I'm just saying.
Recommended Battle Droid, but I may be a bit biased. Well, then you'd be easy cannon fodder and shot up pretty quick.
Roger, Roger.
Because, I mean, let's face it, the droids in Star Wars are basically just there to be shot.
Except R2, but he is sacred.
Raven, would you make Nobushi be historical or anime? Yes. Oh, almost had him. What are you saying ouch for? You're the one who made the point.
It's like someone's like, I want to be a Goomba.
Like,
Well, you're going to get killed. How?
How dare you say that?
I mean, it's like same thing like with a stormtrooper in Star Wars, or a red shirt in Star Trek. Like your life expectancy isn't known to be high.
I mean, what happens in Star Wars with battle droids more often than not? In fact, how many wins can we say the battle droids rack up throughout the series?
I mean, you didn't even say something like the newer assassin droids or whatever they were called. That were sort of like a hybrid between battle droids and super battle droids. Like those things were freaking gnarly. I used to play them all the time on Battlefront 2. Never tell me the odds. Okay, I gotta give you a quick reference. Insert historical anime. What's a good historical anime?
I don't know. I need to think about it. Raven, I'd want Warden to actually use his longsword with some skill, for sure. Man, picking a hero is boring. I want to be weak, no-name Mook. Gets juggled to death in midair by cracked on isekai protagonist. Ha!
Correct. BX Commando droids, yeah.
Would you make it for honor Star Wars story somehow? I don't know how you do that.
Yeah,
I made Warhammer work because Warhammer does have existing medieval worlds. Star Wars, from my knowledge, doesn't, and even if they did, there's no way you could have factions in Star Wars willing to fight on the primitive level of a primitive world, like For Honor.
There's a lot of things, like, you can take, like, a lot of IPs and say, oh, I can shove them into the fantasy world, into the Warhammer 40k world, by saying, oh, they're in the Eye of Terror. That's why their planet's so weird. But putting it in the Star Wars galaxy, you're going to have some more trouble.
Turn that one around, I did. Let's get to B.
To be or not to be?
You captured Zone
That there's a question.
Juliet. Anyway. That's like what asking if Charlemagne would win fighting on horseback against an M1 Abrams. Yeah, sums it up. But the problem is, even if we wanted to go to the front, the Force is just too OP in the Piranha world. Hooray, we won! Team Wa won! I love you, Team Wa, you're the best. I only got 9 takedowns, really? I got the fewest takedowns in my team, and yet it was MVP. Oh, it's because I was clearing minion lane so much. That's why.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey, you know, when you got the skill to do it. Alright, I think it's time we switch over to Breach, don't you think?
Breach!
Why am I not getting points? Why am I not getting Game!
Halo and Star Wars is a good crossover combo. I'm still waiting on a good Halo Hammer crossover. Because everyone's like, well, what if we put the Covenant in 40k? No. I want to put a crusading fleet in the middle of the Human Covenant War. Because I desire Xeno blood.
My Medjai should be rep 18 now after that match, but it keeps saying, sorry, server's taking long to respond, and then it never gives it to me. If it does that again with Breach, then I don't care anymore. I'm just going to play whatever I want because it's like, this is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Gigi, thank you, Waffle House. I wouldn't want to be a droid at all, B1. Why would I want to be a robot? Seems like a poor...
Without emotion, the humans are dead.
If I had to be mechanical, I guess I'd be one of the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Toasters. You'd have to learn how to sing the War Chant of Mars in Latin.
I'd figure it out.
0
1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 0 0 0 1 1 1.
Mine accept as witness glory from the burning of the flame.
Actually, funny story. I wrote a short story called Primary Programming, which was about somebody who died, but their brain was inserted into an android body, and the android didn't look anything like them, like down to age, gender, like all that stuff. It didn't look a thing like them. And they were having trouble remembering who they were because of the odd situation of being in this new body, but the one who put the brain in the body was actually a friend of theirs, and he's trying to help them remember, but he's trying to wonder if that would be a bad thing. Like, would it be bad if they remembered who they were? Like, wouldn't it be better if they just accepted this new life as a servitor or like a bot, you know, like that kind of thing. And it's hard for them to decide. So I thought it was a creative idea, a creative concept, but it's not something that I'm itching to explore much further than I did, just because it is a very weird follow-up. All right, let's go Tiandi. I haven't gone Tiandi in a while. If you could travel to any point in history, where would you go? I guess the medieval age. If I was in Star Wars, I would be a pirate.
Yar.
Okay. Oh, so you wrote a story of a simulacrum?
What?
I don't know what that is. Hey, Raven, how big do you think is Knightly Legion and For Honor?
I think it varies from legion.
Yeah, it varies from legion to legion. Some legions are small, some legions are big. I would say that the largest you probably see is probably around 1,000 to 2,000 soldiers.
Like the Iron Legion probably would be the exception to that, maybe a little larger, because they have, I think they will have a larger presence. The Blackstone Legion wants to cover all of them, so they're also going to break them all. I know he's a cyborg, but RoboCop is one of the best stories about humanity machines, in my opinion. Oh, RoboCop's a great story.
Yeah, RoboCop's great.
Who don't be loving RoboCop?
Long story short, simulacrums are basically a human brain inside a robotic body. Then yes, I wrote a story about a simulacrum. But it wasn't in any like specific franchise. It was just an idea I had.
Sad mechanical noises.
Hey, Raven Lark, what Space Marine chapter do you think is underrated? Probably the White Scars.
As far as like Legion, I would say, and the Raptors get a pretty good decent amount of love. I would say the Mantis Warriors don't get.
Oh, I thought we were talking about. I didn't know we were including successor chapters.
I would say so. I'd say, honestly, out of the loyal, like the main line ones, I'd say White Scars gets the least amount of attention and love. I would say the Mantis Warriors, which are a White Star successor chapter, they can use some love because they're kind of like the Raptors and how they act. I mean, it's pretty cool for that. The Cardons get a lot of attention.
I think for me, I just want more Space Marine chapters to get love than the Ultramarines, the Blood Angels, and the Salamanders.
And
I feel like those three get all the attention.
And the Dark Angels, they're getting a lot of attention now.
Well, the Dark Angels are getting a lot of attention now thanks to the Lion's return. They didn't before. But the Ultramarines, Blood Angels, and Salamanders seem to always be the primary topic of conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, eventually when they were, like, I expect the Dark Angels to go down a little bit in popularity, but every single meme I see with Space Marines is almost always one of the three. Salamander, Ultramarine, Blood Angel. If you time travel to meet Jesus, he would feel disappointed that you felt that you needed time travel. I just wanted time travel to see him, like, physically.
You know, I love the joke that Mal brought up, just like time travel to see Jesus. He turns to you and in perfect English says, "You're not supposed to be here." It's like,
I like that.
Like, you don't want to upset JC.
JC works on Quran, I'll tell you what.
Not the one I was referring. Wait, Jesus Christ.
No, the joke is that one of the For Honor primary game developers and designers is named JC, and so we call him our Lord and Savior JC. And I pick on him all the time because he's a big boy, but I like him. I genuinely do.
He lost his arm a while back, though, then he grew it back.
But he got it back, you know. That honestly.
He took lending me a hand a little bit.
Well, I got so mad at him because I thought he was an amputee because I'd never seen his arms, I'd never seen his hands. So I was like, oh my gosh, like JC, like what happened, bro? Do you actually have an amputee? Like,
You're just wearing a prosthetic.
Like, I honestly thought it was a prosthetic. I honestly did. And then he pulls it off as a joke, and I'm like, oh, you lied to me, you liar. That was
Raven, what's your favorite execution from T&D?
Probably that one where he throws a sword on the ground and he just dares them to try to take it.
Try. Oh, I have it. Iron Hands, Space Wolves, White Stars, and Raven Guard. The Space Wolves get enough love.
Space Wolves are way too overrated. Like,
listen, they have the Space Wolves have their own combat patrol bots.
Yeah.
I'd argue they're the most popular chapter outside of the Ultramarines.
Yeah. I think it goes in order of Ultramarines, Space Wolves, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Black Templars. No, Black Templars are probably above the Dark Angels.
Yeah. At least they were. Now it's probably reversed.
Yeah, probably.
Is it what, Imperial Fist?
Maybe. If we're including Chaos, then probably the World Eaters. And ever since Mortarian's return, probably the Death Guard. What's the difference between a Knight Legion and a Knight Order? Order is a specific order of knights. Think of it like an order of monks. A legion would be a large group or massing.
Or army. Keep in mind, legion is a specific term only used for knights, really, and for honor.
Yeah, in actual history, you wouldn't call them a Knight Legion. You'd call them a Knight Order. I think they avoid trying to use the word order in this game because they know that it has a connotation.
And who knows, Games Workshop might try and sue them for order because they have the Grand Alliance of Order in the Order Tide.
Thoughts on X-Men 97? Know nothing about it.
The X-97 men? How?
I love how on this stream we have talked about My Little Pony. Well, not much, but we talked about My Little Pony. We talked about if I was turned into whatever, be it a woman or what have you. We've talked about Warhammer 40K, and we've talked about Knight Legions versus Orders. We have the weirdest conversation.
And I'm here for it.
Absolutely.
Space Wolves are the go-to for people who want a different known Codex compliant chapter, and also they're just people who I like Vikings. I will play the Space Vikings, which I get, I do, but I just wish we'd obsess about something other than just Vikings.
Social media in a nutshell there, Raven? Not really. Most social media is pretty cringe.
Also, how can the Space Wolves get away with just, literally, one of them just teleports onto an Inquisition ship, kills the master of the Grey Knights like it's nothing, and then, what the Months of Shame is weird.
Yeah, we won My Little Pony. We actually talked about that, shocking as it is.
You can't be that surprised.
Guys, hurry, throw out another subject to talk about. I want to talk about cheese. Raven, you think this conversation was weird? Go check out Badger's Discord channel. I'd rather not. I believe you, though, given Badger. My favorite cheese is provolone. I'm a true patriot. I like American cheese.
That's a Gouda decision.
Besides, by the way, Hannah, I thought that you didn't like cheese.
What?
Raven described Genesis in the worst way possible. The worst way possible to describe Genesis is it is just the beginning of the world according to the Bible. Because that is the most basic, fundamental way you can say it, and you leave out a lot of information. Actually, the worst way you could probably say it is it's the last book of the Bible. Because that's 100% false.
Now, the worst way to describe it is the reason why women are so hesitant to pick where they go to eat.
All right, let's go Richard Blackthorne now.
She sucks. But the entire state of Wisconsin wants to know your location.
Everyone describe your favorite For Honor hero, but it's all wrong answers. What? I don't even know how that works.
I think it's just poorly described your For Honor hero.
The Book of Genesis is the beginning of God's Europa Universalis game. I like that. I like that. I gave a tiny piece of cheese to a kitten once. It ate the whole thing. No surprise there.
Was he talking to Joe Biden?
Yeah. Yes, he was.
Good.
Thanks, women, or introducing sin to humanity. Love you guys. Because a snake said so. That sums up the first part of Genesis, but what about Noah and Abraham and Sarah and Joseph? There's so much more to the book of Genesis than just Adam and Eve. Everyone assumes that's it, you know. Everyone just hears the story of Adam and Eve and goes, "That's all there is." I'm like, there's way more to the book of Genesis than just the story of
you
creation.
could probably break it down in chapters, like Sodom and Gomorrah. Local housewife gets salty at last night's events.
Ooh.
Who's who?
Local housewife accused of homophobia gets salty about it. Actually, she was probably okay with it.
Yeah.
Lot's wife was probably very much okay with the way things were. But hey, that's his lot in life. I made a terrible joke.
You're going to go to heaven, you're going to meet Lot, and he's going to go, what the heck, man?
I'm worried Lot won't be there. He made some bad decisions after they left Sodom and Gomorrah.
That is true. In his defense, you know what? No, I'm not even going to try.
Well, to be fair, his daughters got him drunk, but he sure as heck let them, so. My favorite For Honor hero absolutely loves peace so much she created an order of friendship and march on Heathmore, spreading continuous happy rocks around those who deny their... So your favorite For Honor hero is Twilight Sparkle?
Yay!
Yay! All hail our glorious Savior's Twilight! That was my long-running joke with Mika for the longest time. Because she loves My Little Pony, and she loved Twilight, and I always just teased her like, oh, you mean Jesus Pony? That was the running joke. Just, oh, Jesus Pony? She's your favorite? She go, no, she's not Jesus Pony. And I go, all hail our glorious Savior Twilight!
She's obviously Paul.
Well, that would imply that Celestia is Jesus, but she's stupid. Like, legitimately, Celestia. I don't hate her because there's a good character underneath the surface. They just never explore it, and they make her a shit leader, so.
Yeah, I just want to know how they're going to do a whole medical problem.
LOL, where's your wife? She's been salty. Yeah! Twilight Sparkle is Jesus Pony confirmed. She is! She is! If you've watched any of the show, you know she is just Jesus Pony. Favorite creepy biblical conspiracy?
What?
They're asking me what my favorite biblical conspiracy is.
Like, what qualifies as a biblical conspiracy? Like, a conspiracy about the Bible itself, what's in the Bible, or like...
They said that mine is that demons exist in the internet and communicate through with the humans. Twitter's a good example. My favorite is that,
do we have to believe in it?
No, obviously.
My favorite one is that Nephilim are still around and that the U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan fought and killed one.
My favorite is that Satan and demons live in anarchy. Thoughts on the Book of Enoch?
Meh.
Interesting, but non-canon. What if they added a character based around Jesus and For Honor? Then he could never die because he'd just come back. Jesus Pony, how do you even go about crucifying a Pegasus, though? No, I mean Jesus Pony in the sense that she can do no wrong and everyone's, like, totally lost without her and that she's the one who's the savior of everybody. Like, that's what I mean by that. How did that conversation go about Twilight as Pony Christ? Well, my point was, the more we watched the show, the more I said, like, Twilight is just Jesus. Like, everyone's worshiping her, everyone's doing what she says. She's making all the right decisions. She can do no wrong. Like, everything she does is right. There's literally one episode where I thought it was going to explore the aspect that friendship is what really mattered in their relationship. But then the ponies all just say, we're lost without you, Twilight. And I'm like, of course you are, because she's your savior. And Miko's like, no, that's not what they're saying. I'm like, it's exactly what they're saying. It's exactly what they're saying. And I challenged her. I said, name one episode where she made an honest-to-God mistake that someone else had to clean up for her that wasn't based on the other ponies misunderstanding her. Like, okay, there was one episode where they tried to make her, like, flawed, where she was upset because she hadn't delivered a letter to the princess that week. And so she thought she was going to be tardy, and she was freaking out about it. She tried to explain that to her friends. Her friends didn't take her seriously, so she makes a spell to try to create a problem for her to fix so she can write a letter about it. And in the end, she loses control of the spell. Celestia herself has to show up to fix it. And I thought, okay, so this is the moment where Twilight realizes that she was overreacting, blah, blah, blah. But then it turns out it was the friends who learned the lesson because they all were like, no, we should have taken her more seriously. We should have listened to her when she was upset. Oh, so it's not her fault for effing everything up. It's yours for not listening to her. Right, of course, because Twilight can do no wrong. That was why I said what I did. Like, and Mika was like, no, it's not what they meant. Yeah, it's what they meant.
we killed her, would she turn into glitter glue?
Yes. Anyway, Nephilim are real and they play basketball. Didn't she incite a Buffalo Pony race ride in Appaloosa? No, that was not her. That was Pinkie Pie who did that, and I still hate that
Just
episode.
the sentence, MLP incites race right.
The new white supremacist show, My Little Pony. Already, My Little Pony is now based for that reason alone.
Clan cutie mark right there?
Suddenly, My Little Pony becomes the most popular show on the internet because of that reason right there.
But this just said MLP is social dog whistle for the Ku Klux Klan. Rex, is this why you liked it?
Wait, Raven, are you a brony? No, I'm not. I've watched much of the show because a long time ago, I had a friend named Mika who did a lot of art with me and worked on stories with me. She was a huge fan of the show, and when you're friends with someone, you get invested in what they're invested in. She asked me to watch it with her because she knew I was a writer. She wanted my take on the writing and wanted me to review some of the episodes, and I agreed. So I watched, I think, the first 5 seasons with her, or at least part of the 5 seasons, but then Mika and I, of course, we broke contact with each other. We stopped being in communication, and as a result, I tried to keep going with the show, but lost interest because she was the primary reason I watched it. And so I know what it is, I know the characters, I know the basic plot, but it's not my favorite thing in the world. It's honestly better than most shows out there right now, but yeah. I'm so confused. Where did we lose you, Tempest? People unironically call Paw Patrol and Thomas the Tank Engine fascist. How? Okay, I've never seen Paw Patrol, but I've seen Thomas the Tank. How is that fascist?
It's probably because of Thomas the Tank Engine's cousin, Gustav, the railway gun.
Gustav saw bullshit all over Sordor. He had to remind them of the proper race of the tank engines.
Gustav saw
I'm just confused how this conversation started. I don't know. I never really keep up with how conversations start. They just do.
You don't
It's because
understand.
Paw Patrol is a little dog who's a cop. They're a patrol! I would assume they were in law enforcement or military service. Is this the same reason why in the new Suicide Squad game they make fun of Green Lantern because he was a cop? F all of you people. And people wonder why I write cops in my stories because I believe cops can be based.
Yeah, that's what really works in my school.
Isn't that why people got mad at the first Spider-Man Insomniac game because Spider-Man worked with the cops?
It's like, yes, he did that thing that he does in the comics.
Oh no, helping law enforcement? My God.
How could he betray
Bro,
you?
military Paw Patrol would be interesting. Yeah, it would.
If you want that, just read Pixie and Brutus.
Yeah, honestly. Guys, want to help me with the Guardian?
Does anyone remember the show Tough Puppy? Oh yeah, didn't like the guy that made Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom make that?
Yeah, Bruce Hartman, I think his name was.
Butch Hartman?
Butch Hartman.
Yeah,
I
Butch.
think.
Have a hot man. Tough Puppy is insanely based. I think I saw like a clip of one episode, but I never watched more than that. Because when it came out, I was getting to the point where I typically wasn't watching Nickelodeon in my free time.
Ooh, got him. Also, MLPO existed, so there was an MLP racist thing, although that was just forced by the moderators to drive POL insane for the funny.
What?
What? What? I knew nothing
We
about
just
it.
got some weird deep lore that I just missed or something.
Luna is best pony. Oh yeah, Luna. Honestly, her episodes were kind of fun. Because I thought she was funny. But it's only more characters are that engaging.
She's the dog whistle.
She's the one we all should have been aware of. Hello. POL is a Nazi 4chan board. I was so confused. I thought we were done with MLP. It came back. So let's talk about it again. You got to keep up, man. This chat goes crazy. We talk about everything.
Too, because otherwise we're gonna
Also, Raven and Lark, what TV show did you like, but it was really weird? I would say Uncle Grandpa or The Amazing World of Gumball. Never liked Uncle Grandpa. Thought that was weird.
I think you would agree with us on that fact.
But I thought it was disturbing, honestly. Like the animation was very disturbing. The Amazing World of Gumball had its good moments. It was nothing amazing, but it had its good moments. I can't think of a lot of weird shows that I really enjoyed.
Ranma.
Okay, yeah, Ranma, but that's anime. Can that even count?
Show.
Favorite Totally Spies girl? Okay, I don't remember their names for the life of me.
The green one.
The one with the the one with the green, like the redhead,
Yeah.
I liked the one who had black hair and had tanner skin.
The one.
I think she was the one in yellow all the time. I can't remember their name for the life
As a
of me.
kid, I kind of thought for a second they were like grown-up Powerpuff Girls.
I can see that though, actually. I can actually see that. Although the black hair girl acted nothing like was black hair Powerpuff Girl.
That's why I was so confused.
Yeah. But yeah, red hair girl. Wait, what's her name? Oh god, it's. I want to say one of their names was Clover, but that's the only one I can remember. That's the only one I can remember. Green Shoot name was Sam. Okay, one was Sam, Clover, and someone else. I can't remember. Ren and Stimpy was a wild show. Ren and Stimpy was a fever dream.
Yeah, I just appreciate the scene. I was like, what do you mean you don't agree with me? You know you're dealing with Duke's Australia. Just, you know what? At this point, I'd have him as president.
Yeah, that was the one thing about Totally Spies that was weird. I always kind of wondered, is this some French guy's fetish story? Because there was always some kind of weird thing in Totally Spies.
Yeah, that's some weird, like, the one time I actually watched a whole episode because I had nothing else to do when I was, like, 13 or something. It's like, this one dork, like, got a ring who could absorb people's coolness, and I was like, what the?
How does that even work? Like, what did he do to, like, what happened to the people who he absorbed cool? Did they just suddenly gain, like, braces and zips?
Yeah, pretty much, and it's just like, I want
That's
to,
bizarre.
It's like, wait, so coolness is now an objective thing that a machine can extract from people.
And I remember that one of them turned into a cat at one point.
Okay, that's definitely fetish too. That was someone's poorly disguised fetish.
I'm almost certain that was the case, because, I mean, you got these girls, young women, running around in skin-tight leather suits, fighting crime and stuff, but always in very weird ways.
And why do they have their own Alfred?
Ah, man. They did have their own Alfred, now that I think about it. And how did they get the money to do what they did? Like, were they rich or something? Is it like Kim Possible, where it's never really explained?
Yeah, I guess.
Because Kim Possible, I always kind of wondered, does the world know that Kim Possible is like a secret agent or whatever?
Pretty much. I think because they know that she's like the shiz. Now.
Well, then how come she's made fun of in school? Like, because she's like a cheerleader, right? But there's another cheerleader who hates her, and I'm like, she saved the world.
Yeah,
like
but everyone
numerous.
collectively hates that cheerleader.
That is true. But at the same time, like, she has trouble getting a boyfriend. Why would you have trouble getting a boyfriend? Like, every guy would want you.
Agreed. And I think she does get several boyfriends over the course of the
But they're never long lasting. Ron's the only one that was long lasting.
Just because Ron's a ride or die kind of guy.
Well, the funny thing about Ron is, you know, I just thought he was awesome. But Kim, here's the thing. Kim was cool, but I never understood. Okay, so her mother and father are both have high-paying jobs. The mom, I think, was a surgeon or a doctor or something, and the father was a scientist of some degree. Yeah. No, he was an astrophysicist something. Yeah, and then the mom was a doctor. The two twin brothers were geniuses who invented shit. And then it's like, so they're all brilliant people. Then you have Kim, who's a secret agent who saves the world all the time. But where does she get the funding? Do her parents know? And if they do know, how do you... Like, Mom, Dad, I've got to go save the world. Nuh-uh, young lady, you're grounded. The world could literally be turned into poop if I don't go and save the day. I don't know, honey. Have you done your homework? Homework! Mom and Dad, this is effed up. Like, just, Mom, Dad, the world, everyone's gonna get turned into frogs if I don't stop Draken. Oh, well, I don't know, honey. You haven't done your chores today. After it, Mom, I hope you turn into a bullfrog. Just.
And also,
Oh, that was.
I would like to point out the bad guy's name was Draken, which means since they also own the rights to Pete's Dragon, because it's Disney, they could have said a Draken.
Dragon. I swear I saw a Draken. And I know that people always have the debate about who is hotter, Shigo or Kim. Shigo was hot, but the paler skin didn't do it for me. Like, I don't know.
Well, it wasn't that so much it was pale, it was like sort of a green color.
It was more like she could kill me if she wanted to, and that worried me a bit. I'll be honest. That had me a little worried. Draken is gonna turn the freaking frogs gay! He probably would. Bad
Honestly,
news.
Draken strikes me as the guy who would be the Alex Jones.
What about American Dragon Jake Long?
Yes!
Oh, dude, that was a pretty good show.
I enjoyed that.
I liked. It wasn't my favorite, but I liked episodes of it.
I liked it pretty good.
Kim is known by the people who saves, but she doesn't brag about it to everyone. Yeah, I know. She's always very humble about it, but, you know, it's kind of, okay, I look at Kim the same way I look at Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb are geniuses who build crap all the time, and no one knows. Their sister knows, and she's trying to convince people, but no one ever believes her. And yet, whenever they get the equipment to build their stuff, the guy always says, "Aren't you kids?" And then they go, like, and then he goes, like, so we've been told, like, you know, new here, huh? Like, you must be the new guy. You know, like, isn't it? How do you not know? Doofenshmirtz is the reason I enjoyed that show. Phineas and Ferb bored me, but Doofenshmirtz was the best part.
Of course,
Because the thing I love about Doofenshmirtz, all of his evil plans are for very personal reasons, you know? He does, like, here's the thing. If someone said, my evil plan is to take over the world, right? I would then say, why do you want to do that? Why do you want to take over the world? What's your reasoning? Like, it's kind of, you could ask Brain from Pinky and the Brain that question. Why do you want to take over the world? And he probably couldn't give you an answer. Probably just goes, well, because I want to. Doofenshmirtz, they would always have, like, a reason to do it. Like, every evil plan he has, like, I remember one, I can't remember the full context of it, but, like, his whole evil plan was he wanted to destroy this big building or something because it was blocking his view of something else. And it's just like...
Gosh, that's not Marvin the Man.
Exactly, that's Marvin the Man, that's Marvin Martian kind of thing, like, I'm going to destroy the Earth, it blocks my view of Venus. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's so weird. But I love Doofenshmirtz, he's awesome. Courage the Cowardly Dog, which, yeah.
Yep.
That was a very trippy show. That's why I preferred Scooby-Doo.
The things I do for love.
Ah!
Yeah, like that, when he has that little, like, sort of dream where that weird, like, CGI fetus face just says, you're not perfect. That was nightmare fuel. Like,
I'll be honest, Courage the Cowardly Dog gave me nightmares, okay?
it was just like, it's okay, Courage, you don't have to do that. Why, thank you, Bathtub Barracuda. I appreciate your input.
Stupid dog, you made me look bad. The over-the-top screams that Courage could do, just or ooh. Courage was just weird. I see. That's why I preferred Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Was the shit. Okay.
Or What's New Scooby-Doo?
My mother's love was inexplicably tied to kickball. What? I have no idea what that's a reference to, Aaron. Speaking of Cowardly Dog, Death Battle, also the Courage the Cowardly Dog and Scooby-Doo are also on the same power level. Yeah, we saw that episode. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I was content with the outcome there.
Yeah, because I like both of them fine. Invader Zim? Okay, I never watched Invader Zim. I know that lots of people think that it's awesome, and I know that it had some good voice work and stuff, but I never got into it.
I was more of a Billy and Mandy kind of guy.
Billy and Mandy was bizarre.
But fun.
Well, I suppose that was the point. What's New Scooby-Doo was my jam when I was younger. Dude, What's New Scooby-Doo is awesome! What's New Scooby-Doo? We're coming after you. We're gonna solve that mystery. I see you, Scooby-Doo. Trail leads back to you. What's New Scooby-Doo? Na 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 na. Wasn't that Green Day that did that?
No, it wasn't Green Day.
It wasn't Green Day. Simple Plan.
Simple Plan.
It was Simple Plan that did that.
I
I think it was Simple Plan. God, that was so awesome. That was such an awesome. I would just watch for that song alone, man. And that they did a movie with Scooby-Doo and Courage the Cowardly. Yeah, I heard about that.
I mean, hey, Scooby-Doo did a crossover with freaking Supernatural. Sky's the limit.
Simple Plan. Yeah, Simple Plan did the thing. I've only heard like a few songs from Simple Plan, but that song will always be fire. Raven, what do you think of Ultra Saiyan Shaggy? It's a funny meme. But just don't kill that meme. Please don't do it to death so it dies.
Yes, I actually do.
We did a lot of crossovers with Batman. Yeah, they did, didn't they?
They also met up with the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, there were a lot of crossovers they did at one point. I think the movie that I remember the most, like, it was either Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, Scooby-Doo in the Ghoul School, or Scooby-Doo and the Invaders from Outer Space.
And that Cyber one.
Oh yeah, Cyberspace. Yeah,
Cyber Chase, I think.
whatever it was called. But I remember Scooby-Doo in the Ghoul School because it was a large inspiration for Monster Club, actually. Although it did have Scrappy, so take it as it is, I suppose.
It can't be perfect. Which Scooby-Doo movie had the best song? Was Zombie Island had Terror Time, right?
Zombie Island did have Terror Time. Yeah.
Then that one.
Cause it's terror time again. They got you running through the night. Anyway, I love Scooby-Doo Pirates Ahoy. I never saw that one.
I heard that one. Skunk Beard.
Skunk Beard the Pirate. The Hex Girls, though. Oh my God! Was it?
That awakened something.
That woke up something in a lot of young boys.
It's like, girls are icky, sees that? I would like to change my previous statement. I thought I was the only one who knew of Scooby-Doo in the Ghoul School, and I had it back on VHS back in the day. God, Scooby-Doo in the Ghoul School, badass.
Oh, dude, that was a childhood favorite. I thought it was really creative. Silly jokes, like I could, if you did a drinking game for all the bad jokes, like you'd die. You just die. There's so many bad puns. So many bad puns. The only thing I thought was weird was the Callaway Cadets. What's with those guys? Hey, Ravenlock, which of the Hex Schools would you date? Redhead.
Redhead. Not even a contest.
Blonde girl looks like Bubbles if she went emo. And the black girl is okay, but I just find the red girl hotter. You would take the premise and make the protagonist an Oath of Vengeance paladin. Okay. Ed, and Ed was funny. I never liked Ed, and Ed. Does anyone here remember Josie and the Pussycats? I do. God, that takes me back.
Boomerang.
That takes me back, bro.
Boomerang. It's all coming back.
Their song is genuinely stuck in my head. Just Josie and the Pussycats. I remember when they did
the
this
crossover with Hootie and the Blowfish.
They should have. Definitely a product of his era.
Unquestionably.
Weird question, is Daphne a redhead? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, she is. Why do adult cartoons nowadays are shit? It's because people think that that you need to take cartoons and make them ugly and offensive. That's what they think adults like.
They're all trying to be South Park. That's the problem. But not most of them do not have the talent or creativity of South Park.
See, they think that if we make the cartoons ugly and or be offensive and raunchy, then we have created something that people will like. That is the way they view it.
Take, for example, that Velma cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Prime example right there.
I think the majority of cartoons these days are shit. Like, adult cartoons, like, most of them are really, really bad, in my opinion. A lot of them are either Family Guy or Futurama ripoffs, and the majority of them have not the talent to share among them. Many of them want to try to be the new Simpsons, and they can't.
Not even the Simpsons can be the proper Simpsons right now.
Exactly. And then you have a lot of kids cartoons that try to be like adult cartoons. Because here's the thing: what we have is this weird paradox where adults want to make cartoons, where they want to make cartoons for adults that are raunchy and childish, but then they want to make cartoons for kids which deal with adult topics like sexuality. And it's like,
no,
you want to stop? Can I get my Bugs Bunny, please?
Leave the children alone.
Won't someone think of the children?
Other than the pedophiles.
They think about them a little too much, I'd say. Oh. Oh.
They can. We had it down to a science in the 6 and 7. Apparently we lost it all somehow, and that's because the writers lack talent and lack of ideas.
Indeed. High Guardian Spice is both simultaneously. High Guardian Spice is a blemish on society. It's actually, you know the worst thing about High Guardian Spice? You want to know the worst thing about it?
You made me think about it again?
No, let me tell you the worst thing about it. I'll tell you the worst thing about it. It's not that it's bad, it's that it's forgettable. That's the worst thing you can be. Like, take Velma. As bad as it is, all of us are still cringing about what Velma was. High Guardian Spice? No one even talks about it anymore. You notice that?
At least give them the credit. At least they ruined only their own original IP.
Exactly. Velma ruined Scooby-Doo for many people. At least High Guardian Spice wasn't ruining anything else. Unless people were like, you know what? I want to get into anime. And this is an American-made anime. I'm going to learn from this. Watches it. I don't want to watch anime anymore.
This was a mistake. Hayao Miyazaki watches it. And it was a mistake.
Hayao Miyazaki has been very critical of modern anime.
Understandable. What I love about Hayao Miyazaki, though, is, alright, I'm retired. I'm not doing anything else. 2 weeks later, okay, I have a new idea. Like, of course. I think they're like, what are we going to do with Miyazaki leaving him? And the rest of the company's like, oh, he'll be back.
Who remembers Jabberjaw? Oh, Jabberjaw! He was the attempt to make a Scooby-Doo, only where the Scooby-Doo was a shark, with the voice of Curly from the Three Stooges.
Oh, gosh.
No respect! Actually, the funny thing is, no respect isn't a Curly line. It's a Rodney Dangerfield line. So he was trying to be Curly and Rodney Dangerfield?
Understandable.
Not really. They're two very different characters.
Not to a shark.
What does Turning Red count as? Oh, that Disney movie? The one with the girl who turns into a panda?
Watch ER's review on it.
Well, yeah, watch ER review it. It's pretty funny. But I would say it's just shit. All modern anime is just 20 different kinds of isekai. Unfortunately, you're not wrong. Most anime nowadays is just a different isekai, and I do find that a little funny.
I wouldn't mind it so much if the problem is it's very hit and miss, and they're batting 100.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's because isekai sells, you know. It's what people want to see.
I get that, and this is a phenomenon with anime, too. Once one idea comes out and gets mildly successful, suddenly like 3 more things come out. It's very similar to it.
Yeah, isn't that what sucks, though? It's like, you find one isekai, it works. Now everyone wants to do an isekai, and they work too, and
Well,
then down.
even
And
just like variations, like that one came out where it's like, oh, you get stuck in like a Tome game, and now there's like 4 different ones where a girl or guy gets stuck.
Well, I
in.
think that's the problem. No one's getting it's no longer creative anymore because
Well-
it's all just I got stuck in a world as
Whatever.
blank.
Well, here's the thing. Sometimes, well, most of the time that's crap because people are just like, I want to take a little variation of it and tweak it. And other times they actually run with a great idea. Like, for example, that Otome thing I talked about. That's how we got It's Life is Tough in a World for Mobs.
Right.
It's like, that was a great show.
Okay, so you just got a question, Lark. Speaking of D&D, Lark, how would you make Warmonger or Astria? Playing Baldur's Gate 3 and want to do a For Honor build, I would do a Pauline, but she's too straightforward. She's just a full-on fighter.
So, a Warmonger / Astria, your best bet is either going to be Battlemaster Fighter or Oathbreaker Paladin, particularly if you just want to get that motif going. So, yeah, those are going to be your 2 best options there.
I would agree with that. I think that that's probably your best choice. And this is coming from a guy who doesn't play all that much Baldur's Gate.
You could potentially get by with an Eldritch Knight fighter, but that request, I'm surprised you're going in for another one.
Well, this will probably be the last match of the night. Then we're going to call it.
Yeah, but yeah.
And I'm playing Peacekeeper for Hannah because Hannah's been patient. How about
For corruption. Well, that's just like the thing for the corruption. That's why I lean more towards the idea of an Oathbreaker Paladin because they have something called Inflict. They have an automatic spell called Inflict Wounds. So where you could do that, and you could flavor that your divine smites are actually your sword dipped.
Oh, hey, you're the Yorm? Cool, glad to have you in. Did you guys hear that Sony is beginning to phase out the PS5? What? No, I doubt that highly. I
They
doubt that.
can't have a PS6 ready already.
No, but they can't because they haven't even phased out the PS4.
Yeah, they're still making games for that.
Yeah,
I think maybe that's what he meant. Maybe they're finally phasing out PS4. Finally.
Yeah, I think you meant PS4. Because they haven't even announced you would not phase out the previous console until you've at least released the new console. Yeah, let me look this up. I have the source on Discord. Send it to me. Because I want to see that. I want to see if the source is reliable. Because that sounds sketch. That sounds very sketch. I do not believe that for a heartbeat. Why on earth would Sony phase it? No, I didn't. Maybe I phrased it badly. What? Yeah, Jedi, I'm starting to think you're a troll, bro. Like, you start by saying something that is entirely impossible. Say you have a source, I say send it, and then you say, sorry, I don't have it. Bruh, that's some troll shit right there.
You can do better.
You could do better than that.
I believe in you, buddy.
Because usually the people who say, I've totally got a source, and then can't reveal said source, they're the people I do video responses to.
Sources say, may I see the source? No.
My source is, I made it up. God.
Honestly, I respect that more. My source is, I made it.
There was a cartoon show called Snorks. I remember it, but I always thought it was just Undersea Smurfs.
Oh, that thing.
Are all warmongers aligned to Orcos? No, they
Not
aren't.
the way I read it.
The thing is that it makes no sense at all for them to phase out the PS5 at this point. Like, it makes no sense for them to do that because you haven't even announced a PS6, let alone released it.
I mean, I've heard rumors that Microsoft is looking to get out of the console business, but that's a completely different thing.
I never really got into the Snorks. From IGN, PS5 entering the latter stage of its life cycle, Sony says. Now, that probably just means they're getting ready to either work on or unveil the PS6. Because why on earth would Sony phase out their biggest console? Send me the link, bro. Don't just send the title to me. Send me a link. I want to see the link. You can send it on Discord. I'll check it out.
I'm just looking it up.
Yeah, look it up, Lord. Tell me what you find, because that's ridiculous. That makes absolutely no sense.
PS5 didn't come out too long ago.
Like I said, I may have said it badly. How can you... Jedi, if you're texting me the literal article title, how can you say it badly? You either texted me the accurate article title or you did not. There is no saying it badly.
Oh,
you found it, Lord? What's up?
Here's what it says. Sony execs said that in its current gen hardware, the PlayStation 5 is nearing the end of its lifespan, according to Bloomberg's coverage of the calls. The company predicts PS5 sales will slow in the next fiscal year. That means until... Basically, I think what this means is that it will... Because it says here, it has at least a 7-year shelf life. PS6 won't be out until appear before 2027. So what that means is it's ending the life cycle in terms of people buying it. They're predicting that pretty much everybody that's gotten a PS5 is probably going to get it by about this point.
Okay, see that's what that means. It's ending its economic life cycle. That's not saying they're phasing it out. They're saying that basically the sales are going to slow down. People are about done buying it. That's what they're saying. And and apparently they're not planning on releasing the PS6 until before 2027. So they're basically just saying is, all right, anyone who's bought a PlayStation 5 is now going to get one. We know how popular it is. We know who's got one. That's essentially what they're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, that's what was meant there.
I mean, I can understand the knee-jerk reaction to that, but just like okay, let me reload.
Oh, come on. I'm so low on health that I can survive this. Come on, execute, get the health, get the health. Okay, that's not a lot, but it's something. Okay, I survived. I need to go heal. Get me out of here. Whee! Oh, wait, we just broke through. Dang it. Okay, I need to go to the healing spot in here. Is it too late to make a retraction? No, dude, we understand what you were saying now, but the way you said it was
That's almost crazy.
well, what you said was that they're planning on phasing out the PlayStation 5, but that's not what the article title said. It's just saying that it's nearing the end of its life cycle. So we misunderstood what you were trying to tell us. And instead of clarifying, and we were saying, where's the article, give us the link, you didn't do it, so we thought you were trolling, so Lark had to look it up. Is it a bad thing that PlayStation relies solely on their exclusive games as other consoles? I don't think that's true. I bought the PlayStation 5 because I'm just more used to the PlayStation console as a whole. We have an Xbox One, but I prefer the PlayStation because it's what I grew up with.
Yeah. I occasionally break out the old Xbox, but I'm just a PC player now.
Yeah.
Each.
I think Xbox is cool, but a little overrated. In fact, I'd argue our Xboxes break down more than our PCs and PlayStations. All right. Well, anything else y'all want to talk about now that that craziness is over? Because that was nuts.
That was crazy.
That was crazy, Snoop. Xbox is just over glorified DVD players. Yeah, pretty much. The only good thing Xbox that I can say about Xbox is Halo, and now Halo's on PC, so.
Yeah, they shot themselves in the foot on that one.
Hey, Raven Lord, do you guys remember the show Wacky Races? Yes. God, yes. And
yeah, Helma, coming down. But I'll be pit stop.
An anthill mob.
What to do with the anthill mob?
Well, the funny thing is, now that Halo's on PC, they thought, oh, this will boost sales. Let's make the next Halo game shit.
Well, they had to build off after 5, and that was a colossal waste. Yeah. I have a great idea. You know how we made such a heartfelt send-off in 4 for Cortana. Yeah, she's back and she's the villain.
Both
What the actual...
I'm not going to say 4 was great, but there were some good moments.
Yes.
Hey, Raven, is there a male Kensei legend in the works? Yes. It won't be out for a while. I agree with that, Raven. I was playing For Honor and the light button trigger got stuck in the middle of a fight. Now I got to buy a new controller. I'll never forgive Microsoft making Starfield exclusive.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry. I mean, I'll be honest. Is it really worth it at this point?
And
Starfield is the greatest promise that wasn't. I mean, can we be honest and just admit that Starfield is just one of those games that everyone was hyping up, but it turns out it was overhyped?
Yeah, it was definitely overhyped.
Like they were saying, "Oh, this is the next Skyrim, guys. It's gonna be so." No.
Well,
Like, let's be honest. I think you played it for a couple weeks and then you just
I
got
didn't even play it for a
bored.
couple weeks. I played it for like 2.
You played it for 2 weeks and then you just got bored.
Admittedly, I had other obligations that distracted me from it, but like when I stopped playing it, I was like, I really don't. Like, because it was when the point I got to like the planet, like the first planet where there's like the space rangers or whatever they're called, literally more emphasis on the rangers in space. And literally the city was just like this little disheveled dirt huts surrounded by a stone wall, and everyone cowers behind the stone wall because the monsters, like the little weird alien critters outside, will get you.
I'm gonna get you.
And I was just like, this is my space exploration? This is what it led to?
Yeah, Skyrim is running
Well, doesn't it
circles.
belong to Cyberpunk 2077? From what I understand, Cyberpunk 2077 fixed a lot of this problem. I haven't gone back to look, mind you, but I've heard good things. My buddy plays it. Pretty consistently.
In fact, the funny thing is, though, I do like a lot of the games that come out exclusively for PlayStation. Like, I'm very much looking forward to Stellar Blade. That game looks fire, okay?
I like Starfield. I had realistic expectations. I came in expecting to play the game. That's what I got. Now I'm waiting for DLC. I burned myself out with New Game Plus trying to get all the secret endings. I mean, if you enjoy it, that's great. For me, I kind of have similar feelings to it like I did too with Outer Worlds. Except, I think I like Starfield better than Outer Worlds.
Oh no, don't kill me. That would just be awful. Please don't kill me. Oh no! Yeah!
Best way to end.
I'm a little concerned about Sony because they give all their sequels to Sweet Baby Inc. Given the games that Sweet Baby Inc. has helped them with and how they've been received, I don't think they'll go to them much more.
I really hope not.
Well, it would be very bad if they did.
I would actually invite Sweet Baby Inc. if I was a game developer. I would invite them over, have them consult us, and I'd go, okay, everything they just said, do the opposite.
Don't do what they just said. Do everything they said not to do. All right. Well, that, I think, wraps up the For Honor Friday of the evening. I'm a little sad. Daniel said he'd be here, but...
He probably got caught up at work.
No, he's off today. He told me.
Okay,
He said he was off today, and he'd definitely catch it, but he never showed.
Well, he might be listening, but he may not be necessarily.
Well, he might be with his girlfriend.
Could be.
Hey, if girlfriend says I want to spend time with you, all other things take priority. All other things go to second priority, you know. But anyway, this was a very weird stream. We talked about some crazy stuff. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That actually cheered me up a little bit. I've had a really bad week. And things are only going to get rougher as we get closer to heading back to town for Papa's funeral. But did want to get this in. I'll go ahead and tell you guys right now, next Friday, there will be no For Honor Friday because obviously we'll be out of town that day. And we will not be back in town until Sunday, I believe. So
At the
yeah,
latest.
at the latest. So we'll try to do Persona that night. We might be tired. You never know. But yeah, I think that about sums it up. Lark, you got anything to add? Or
No, I think I've got everything. I think everything that needs to be set aside.
all right. Well then, any last minute stuff from you guys while I clear out all the superfluous stuff? The woman who said that actress Priscilla Blade was altered to have white features. Yeah.
Of course, why not?
I remember a guy who reviewed the first Stellar Blade trailer said how the girl is unrealistic, but she's based on a Korean model. Her movements and body and figure are based on a Korean model. Her face has been animeized.
Which
Like,
I'm
like if you've never, it's like if you play Final Fantasy or Monster Hunter or any of those games. It's just basically anime CGI where I recognize
it's
it.
unrealistic, man. Wait until they find out about stuff like Sly Cooper.
Like, it's unrealistic. Are you kidding? We're very well aware it's unrealistic. It's
like-
also a video game, you dumbass.
It's like, wait, you mean the story about a teenage-looking something girl running around and cutting demon machines apart with a katana? Is it realistic? I've been lied to.
My God, it's full of shit.
It's like, yes, that's the. Like, this is the part that makes it gets the suspension of disbelief down.
Hey Raven, what are your thoughts on Disney making new pirate movies without Johnny Depp and with a black female lead? I think I'm not surprised by that, because with the whole Johnny Depp fiasco with the Heard trials and all that, I know that they probably don't want to have him in any more Disney stuff. And fair, I think that's a poor decision, but I get the marketing choice behind that. The choice to replace him with a black female lead, I mean, are we even surprised at this point?
It's like, if you don't want to cast Johnny Depp, fine. I don't agree with that, but fine. But just don't have any more movies.
Yeah, like I think they should have ended the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise a long time ago.
Yeah, they should have stopped after 1.
Yeah, 1 was perfectly fine. 2 and 3 were okay. Anything after that, no, stop it. Get some help.
Do it for me.
Stop it.
Get some help.
Exactly. All right, and now Magi. He did make it a Rep 18. Yay.
After the potato server sign we got to.
And I guess they had to alternate potatoes.
What was your favorite show on Boomerang? Looney Tunes.
I thought that black actor was for the Anne Bonny movie that they were blackwashing. Oh yeah, I heard that. They plan to make an Anne Bonny movie in Blackwasher. Are you for?
She was Irish.
She was effing. Why? Why do you want to blackwash everything? Just why do you want to do this? Why? No, I'm genuinely curious. Why do you want to do this? Why can't you just make original characters that are black or Hispanic or Asian? Why do you want to blackwash? Why? Anyway, Raven, what are the criteria for becoming a warmonger? You killed
Monger
it.
war.
You monger war, yes. Anyway, thank you guys so much. This has been a very entertaining stream. We will see you maybe tomorrow. I'll have to think about it. I might go ahead and jump into Batman City, Arkham City. You never know. We'll talk about it with me and Lark. But anyway, thank you guys so much. And as always, we will see you in our next video. Take care.
Have a good one, fellas.